So education is the next topic. And my advice on education is whether you get an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's, a law degree, PhD, or whatever, make sure that you master whatever it is that you are learning in that institution. College is big, big business. And here in the United States, I noticed that college techniques, a lot of professors base how well you do on memorization tests, I should say, memorization. It's never on hands-on and practical knowledge. You get a research paper, you do the researching, you get these multiple choice, exams, you have to learn definitions, you have to know what this means, what that means, and that's pretty much what college is all about, just memorization and getting like the basics of whatever your major is. But when you get out there in the real world and you have to apply those definitions to your job, a lot of people underperform because they don't master it. In these syllabuses, a lot of syllabuses, especially my universities that I've been to, they have additional readings. And I used to read those additional readings because those suggested additional readings that the professor puts in these syllabuses, those kind of tie A and B and C together, because usually you'll get A, you'll get F, and you'll get H. But these suggested readings give you a well-rounded idea of what you're learning about in class. And how many of you guys actually read the suggested readings that your professor puts inside these syllabuses? I wonder. But yes, master whatever it is that you do, because you spend way too much money to go to school, thousands and thousands of dollars, and you don't want to get out there and have to relearn everything that you supposedly were supposed to learn while you were in college. Also with education, a lot of people I've noticed are using that, I have a bachelor's, I have a master's, so I'm better than you. I'm a college student, so I'm better than you. No, you're not. Most of you college students are in debt, have loans. I have loans. I have loans that I have to pay back. Thank God that I have great grades and that most of my college is paid for with scholarships, but I had to take out a couple of loans and I'm paying them back. So don't sit here and be grand on the next person who may have not went to school, or who may have not gotten a bachelor's like you did, or a master's, or went through law school like you did, or a PhD, or whatever, med school, whatever you decided to do. Because people have to take different walks of life. Me, I went straight through school. I got all my degrees and just got out of school. I went straight through school, nonstop, full time. I can do that. The next person might not be able to do that. Maybe they had a kid. Maybe they had someone they needed to take care of. Maybe they just wanted to enter the workforce. But a lot of times people use their education as if they're better than somebody, and you absolutely are not. Okay, you are not. A master's degree is not going to make you rich. It'll give you a comfortable living. You might be middle class. You may even get into upper middle class, but it's not going to make you rich. That's why with my degrees, yes, I made great money for the career path that I've chosen, but I decided to start businesses because that's where the real capital is at. I want to be my own boss. I don't want to work a 9 to 5 with a pension and benefits and do that for the rest of my life. I want to see endless money. I'm used to a comfortable lifestyle, and I make sure that I maintain that lifestyle the best way that I can. So education isn't the means to all ends. It is a stepping stone to get you in the direction. I have a couple of friends who, they got their master's degree and they're making like $60,000, $70,000 a year now, but they live like they're making only $40,000. You know what they're doing with that other $20,000? They're saving it a year. And one of my friends saved up over the past 6 years $130,000. And what did they do with that? They started their own business, which is very successful. So, work to live, don't live to work. I guess that sounds right. Work and get the education, and yes, it's great to have education. I'll tell anybody to go to school. I support that. I support getting the education because right now, a bachelor's degree is nothing. And if you're not a trust fund baby, and you're not from a multimillionaire family where they can front you money to do whatever you want to, you're going to have to get that master's degree. Because master's degree now are entry level for a lot of positions. A lot of positions is entry level. To work in the state and make great money is entry level. For Fortune 500 companies, master's degree is needed. It's not even a bachelor's anymore. So It is great to go to school and to have these things, but don't ever rub your education in anybody's face. And also make sure that you research schools. Make sure you research, the career services at your school, and master whatever it is that you learn. Because you are the one at the end of the day that is spending this money, and if you're going to a four-year university, you're the one that's taking out these loans that you're going to have to pay back double when it's all over. So get everything that you possibly can out of your college experience, and not just the A on your transcript, because the A on your transcript is not going to translate into money. It's how much knowledge you've acquired in your field that's going to translate into the big bucks. And that's all I have to say on that. Lastly, let's go back to, I said I had some tidbits for you on Mariah and Whitney. Well, I used to work at the arena, like I said, in Miami for a year, so I've, worked for tons of celebrities, from Beyonce to Shakira to the Rolling Stones to whoever, Mariah, Whitney, whatever the case may be. And my first story is with Whitney Houston. My first year, I went to Johnson Wales University, which is in North Miami, the North Miami section of Miami, off of Biscayne Boulevard. Shayna, I know you know all about it. There's an IHOP that's right across the street from there, and that was my freshman year before I transferred to St. Thomas and graduated. I was at Johnson Wales, and at this IHOP, they used to say that Whitney Houston eats in there all the time. Well, I didn't believe it until she walked in one day while we were sitting down and eating. She didn't say nothing to anybody. She kept her head down. When she was talking to the waitress, she had her menu up. She didn't even acknowledge the waitress, look up at her, or nothing. And when she left, she had little old Bobby Christina pay for the food, and she walked out. That was my first encounter with Whitney. My second was down the block to the Denny's, and she had gotten into a car accident with somebody and was cussing and carrying on at them because they didn't want to take $1,000 and just go off. The person wanted to call the cops. They wanted to make this big old scene out of it, and Whitney did not like it, while Bobby sat in the car just looking cracked out as usual. But I thought I would share that with y'all. Those are the only two times I've seen Whitney, but every time I've seen her, the two times that I've seen her, it was just always entertaining. Now, for Mariah, I had attended the 2004-2005 VMAs when they were in Miami, and I had gotten tickets to this private special rehearsal performance with Mariah, and I took my cousin. And needless to say, my cousin wasn't she's not a big celebrity person. I mean, we walked past Young Jeezy and 50 Cent and The Game and all the rappers, and she wasn't paying them any mind. I was like, oh my God, you know me, just crazy. Well, we went to this performance at 7:30. She didn't come out until 12:30. She was out there for a half hour. We were literally about 4 or 5 feet away from her. She answered questions. She laughed and joked. Jermaine Dupri was there. The Lox was there because they were performing that song. I think it's the We Belong Together remix. I wasn't sure. Shake It Off or whatever the case may be. But it was interesting. And she left. So, yeah. She delayed us for 6 hours, and then she left. So I'm not surprised about the delay of her album because that's just the diva in Mariah. Well, I will keep you posted. My blog show debuts on September 8th, 2009. It's going to be absolutely fantastic and fun. I've got a lot of surprises. It's going to be bigger production, better production, just absolutely amazing. And give me some ideas. Let me know how your summer was. And any topics you want me to discuss, anything you want me to talk about, I'm going to shout you out. Lastara, girl, I love you. Keep your head up. I just adore you. I just wanted to say that. Margaret, I adore you. Frankie, Chris, Shane, anybody that I just wanted to, Shayna, I love you all. So keep smiling. One in your heart. Dora, had to shout you out too. Keep smiling. One in your heart and one in your face. Bye.